Apollo? Oh, come on, y'all. We're in Harlem. What's up, Apollo? Hello. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Tonight is a special night. Welcome into the Historic Theater. We are, we're close to celebrating our 90-year anniversary here at the Apollo. Yeah. Big deal. But tonight, we are celebrating something equally as significant, and that is the 50 years of hip hop. So, 50 years ago, a generation had something to say, and it was very prolific. Armed with only a boombox, a few beats, and poetic sermons, they took the streets to speak about life and how they see it. And 50 years ago, y'all, hip-hop was born, yeah? And tonight, in celebration of Hip Hop 50, we have unearthed a rare, footage that's never been shown before. And special thanks to folks like Ty Williams, Fly Ty, Ralph McDaniels. This 1988 video of the Cold Chillin Showcase was thought to be lost, but it survived. What you'll see is only an excerpt, but enough to document the journey of hip hop and the Apollo's early support of the generation that made it happen. But before we begin tonight's presentation, I want to acknowledge the following people who made tonight possible. So, Warner Records, Mr. Julian Petty, my aging brother, Rhino Entertainment, That Beats, the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx, Tyrone Fly Ty Williams, co-founder of Cold Chillin Records, and you'll hear more from him later, Ralph McDaniels, and Aunt Marshall of the Lyricist Lounge. And all of tonight's participants. There is a huge, just many surprises in store for you. And so much just to soak up our culture. And really not only tonight, it's also about the celebration and the documentation of our culture from the folks who made it happen, yeah? So I want to thank you for being here tonight and also welcome you back soon for our classic holiday programs in December and for you also to experience our brand new programming. Many of you may have heard, and some of you who may not, the Victoria Theater right down the street also has 2 stages that are part of the Apollo Performing Arts Center. So we have a total of 4 theaters here in Harlem, making us one of the largest black performing arts center in the country. So give it up for that, and we would love to see you at the Victoria when we start programming in February. So stay up to date on all of our exciting programs, but now I want us to journey back to November 1988, where we are at the Apollo and the Cold Chillin Records showcase is about to begin. So let's throw it to the screen.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it for co-founder of Lyrics Lounge, Aunt Marshall.
Let's hear it. Apollo, New York, make some noise. What's going on? My name is Aunt Marshall, one of the co-founders of the legendary Lyricist Lounge. Shout out to all my family in the audience right now. As the young lady said earlier, we are here today to talk about an incredible night. Not just an incredible night, some of the footage of which you've just seen, but really an incredible brand, the Cold Chillin brand. Something a lot of us really grew up on. Similar to my own brand, Lyricist Lounge, I could only imagine back in '88 having such a brand. A lot of us know about Def Jam. A lot of us know about these other labels, right? But imagine a brand like Cold Chillin with the type of artists they had. Shout out to everyone that's up here. But all I know in this day and time, it's really about content. It's about archival footage. We created some incredible history over the years, and what we have left, including these legends we're gonna see tonight, is really this footage. You know what I mean? It really helps us to go back to that day and understand what was really going on. Including the dude in the beginning. I don't know, whoever dude was, the glasses with the suit, he was not playing around. Anytime you see a grown man put both hands on their hips, you already know it's real business. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of good things today. There's a gang of legends downstairs. I was just downstairs. It's a whole party happening. What's going on, my friend? Big job. So let's get into it. This next man that we're about to see, we're gonna play some footage real quick, but truly a legend. You know, when it comes to hip hop brands, I'm big on the founders. I'm big on the co-founders. I'm big on the people that are behind the people y'all know about, but don't always get their flowers, right? So shout out to Fly Ty, you know what I mean? One of the most fly, Mr. Tyrone Williams. We're gonna get into him, you know what I mean? But you know, he never really gets on stage. You know, he's really one of those folks that's gonna stay behind. So tonight is a really special night. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be back with a little more. Let's roll this clip. 1, 2, 1, 2. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Fly Ty, Tyrone Williams. My guy.
One, two, 1, 2. First of all, how's everybody out there doing? Right. And before you start wondering, I was in an accident. Cut both my Achilles tendons. Had 2 surgeries. Obviously, then the right leg didn't heal properly. I had to do a 3rd surgery. And during all that time, I developed osteoarthritis in my left leg. And if I tell you on a scale of 1 to 10, the pain was like a 12. So I had to learn how to manage the pain. So it's getting better, you know, through therapy. I was in a therapy rehabilitation center for a couple of months, so I'm getting back, and so I'm getting back to myself. I can actually do like maybe 100 yards with the walker, 20 yards with the cane. So let's hopefully, with all the hard work and dedication to myself, like I kind of put into my label, I'll be okay.
You know, I was just gonna use that as a segue.
Really?
Yeah, because it sounds like the music industry.
Yes, it does.
It sounds like the music industry, the type of pain and pressure, you know, that makes us great. But I seen you smiling downstairs. There's a lot of friends you got.
Well, you know, listeners, you know, everybody's here. It's like, we have been together, all together, in over 30 years. So when real quickly, it's like all the kids came home to see Papa for Thanksgiving. So I got a real good feeling. If you could, I wish you could see the joy of everybody seeing each other. It's like a reunion, and you know, listen, it's like I said, it's family, and it's just a great thing going on.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, man. So take us back a bit, right? So when was Cold Chillin'? Even before Cold Chillin', right? Because I was doing my history. And shout out to WBLS, right? You know, before all of this, Hot 97, before all of these radio stations, you know, WBLS was a big part of that, and you were a big part of that. Tell us about the beginning.
You know,
Magic.
More than Cold Chillin', you know, to me, what I'm most proud of is I produced the first hip hop radio show ever. It was called the Mr. Magic Rap Attack. And you know, my best friend, my brother, was Magic. He was so far ahead of his time. You know, when we started on a little small station you had to pay to be on, called WHBI, we played cassettes. There weren't that many record labels. So we had to play cassettes from kids in the street. And other kids listened to the radio, they would go to record stores, and young people here, that's where you used to have to go buy your music at a record store. And the record stores wouldn't know what they were talking about. Eventually, they would call record companies who didn't know what they were talking about. They would ask the kids, where'd you hear this? The Mr. Magic Rap Attack. What's that? Now, the Mr. Magic Rap Attack came on at 2 in the morning. All right? So kids would stay up, tape it, and take it to school the next day. And that's how we spread. Eventually, labels like Sugar Hill and Profile and Tommy Boy started knocking on our door. Whenever they would hear a song that they'd never heard before, they would come to us. So we made a lot of deals. We made deals with the Force MDs, Stetson Sonic, Eric B. and Rakim, Houdini, Roxanne and Shantae, and the list just goes on. And this is all before we're thinking about having a label. And then me, Marley, and Magic just one day decided, let's try our hand at it. And the first label we have is called Bridge Records. We put a song out called The Bridge. All right? The Bridge sold a lot of records. We got jerked. We didn't know the game. Distributors wouldn't pay us. Manufacturers overcharged us. But we didn't get upset. We took it like a lesson. We learned what not to do the next time. And so by the time we started Cold Chillin', we were ready. We knew the game. And we enlisted a guy named Lenny Fisherberg who knew retail and wholesale. We knew how to make records. I don't know if you ever heard of a store that used to be called Sam Goody. Well, his family owned Sam Goody Records. So we got involved with them, and we had we were dominant because we had the Rap Attack, which we could play our songs on. We had the record company, and we had the stores. So that was how the significance of Cold Chillin'. It's the only record label that was created from a radio show.
Yeah, because, when I was really doing the math on that, I'm like, to your point, to have a record label and have one of the biggest radio shows in your city.
No, the biggest.
The biggest.
In the country.
Talk your shit. The biggest is crazy, And then as I'm digging in and I'm hearing more stories, apparently, so tell me they told me that you were roommates at one point with Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell.
Yeah, me, Russell Simmons, and Andre Harrell used to live. We're roommates. We had a one-room apartment. Not one bedroom, one room for everybody. We had a pull-out chair and a pull-out couch. And I slept on the pull-out chair. Russell and Andre slept on the pull-out couch. I wasn't with sleeping with other guys. But in that, when I look back, in that apartment, that little studio apartment, think about it. We started Cold Chillin' Uptown at the Def Jam. 3 dominant labels, all right? In fact, there was a time when we were the big 3. And we just, and it's all because we had an ambition. And even though we didn't have money in the beginning, we still thought we was the shit. And we didn't have money, but you had to keep going, And that's why, a lot of young people today expect things to happen overnight. There is no magic wand, all right? You gotta work for it. You gotta make it happen. And you can't believe in anything anybody says because everybody's gonna tell you can't do it. Just because. This Apollo situation back in 1988, I went to booking agencies. They told me I couldn't sell out the Apollo. And I said, wait a minute, I got Big Daddy Kane, Roxanne Shantae, MC Shan, Gucci Rap, Marley Marl, Craig G, Tragedy. If I can't sell out the Apollo, I need to stop. Not only did we sell it out, we sold out 4 nights. Y'all can see yourself and just go on.
Now, with the Apollo, and we're going to get into some footage in this after this question, you said you went to a booking agent. Did you feel like you could just come to the venue and talk to them yourself, or did you have those type of relationships?
I just came and rented the Apollo.
You just came and rented it. See,
my own money.
Fly tie for a reason.
All right. Okay. And at the time, the Sutton family owned it, which was the same people that owned WBLS. Sad to say, they didn't believe in it either. It was right. They did not see it happening. In fact, they weren't even going to let Mr. Magic host it because he had to be on the radio. But I kind of said, well, we sell it out, can he host? They said yes. The next day, the controller at the Apollo called the general manager at PLS and said, the first show sold out in 20 minutes. We need more shows.
So how did you bring Ralph into it?
Okay, Ralph, I'll go back with Ralph. Ralph's first video was my first video. Ralph's first video was Roxanne's Revenge. I had $2,000. he was trying, starting out with his company, Classic Concept, we did it. The next video he did was called Left Me Lonely by MC Shan. I called Ralph, I said, Ralph, I got $8,000, that's it. I don't have $8,000.10. I got 8,000, all right? If you do this, and I didn't say if I make it, I said when I make it, I'll put you on. And that Left Me Lonely album, Left Me Lonely song, made Shan's album Down by Law go gold, which started majors knocking on my door. And I turned them down, Warner, Capitol, whoever, because I just didn't like the term major. It sounded too much like master to me, and I didn't want to be down with that. But, you know, they gave me one of them offers I couldn't refuse. And I took it. And as long as I owned my masters, I didn't care. Now, I want to tell you, I want to make you think I was so intelligent. Somebody told me, a guy named Joe Robinson and his wife Sylvia Robinson, they own Sugar Hill Records. And when they found out I was going to make this deal, they came to my house. And Joe said, whatever you do, don't give them your masters. He said, they're going to offer you a lot of money for your masters, don't take it. That's your pension plan. I got a good pension plan.
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe. I think we're gonna show, are we gonna bring someone on or we're gonna show a quick clip? Let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my guy right here, Mr. Ralph McDaniels.
What up, New York City?
You already know.
Outside.
So Uncle Ralph, you already know, we all grew up to this.
Thank you. 40 years of video music box.
Yes, sir.
So this special night, and I remember, you know, I was hella young watching, you know, the music videos you were directing back then, and obviously, you know, Video Music Box. Tell us about how this night came together.
Well, anytime you dealt with the Juice Crew, it was always, these are real artists, you know, and these are not like guys that were industry, they was coming from the block, you know, right to the stage, you know, so you had to be, you know, focused. And to just organize these guys was always a problem. And Ty would be saying, hey, look, get in contact with them. And Magic would be around, and I'd go, okay, we're gonna get in contact with everybody, make sure everybody meets us at the Apollo. Because the Apollo, as everybody knows if you from back in the days, that backstage would be hectic back there, right? And so the idea of us shooting this whole footage was people were trying to get in. We shot some people faking like they were trying to get into the Apollo, and then at the end they didn't get in, and that was the story behind what me and my partner Lionel Martin did. And so when we got here, you know, Ty and Magic and Marley and everybody was, you know, excited. This is the Apollo. You know, we didn't have too many places back in the days for hip hop to be, you know, showcased. But when you got an opportunity to do a place like the Apollo, you know you had to show and prove. Plus, you know, most of these artists is not from Harlem, so we had to show Harlem like, yo, we got it. We from Brooklyn, Queens, and everywhere else. These guys got it, and so it was a big deal to me.
Brooklyn.
And you know, for me, you know, I think doing a show at the Apollo was my dream. It was a dream. And then I found out that everybody's dream that was involved was to do a show at the Apollo. So it wasn't hard to get Ralph. It wasn't hard to convince the artists. Everybody's dream was to play the Apollo.
I'll tell you too, you know, at first, you know, the Apollo was like, look, we don't want nothing crazy going on in here with these hip hop dudes and these girls, because it's 1988. Hip hop ain't blown up like that yet. So I had to convince, who was it, Mary Flowers I was dealing with?
Mary Flowers.
Mary Flowers, and tell her, look, it's gonna be fine. She's like, Ralph, don't let nothing happen in this play. I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Everybody's happy, they're gonna have a good time, they come in dressed. They're gonna be looking good, and the artist is gonna do their thing, and we're gonna have a good time. And it was an amazing concert, and one of the early hip hop concerts in New York that just, you know, resonated across the country and now across the world, because everywhere, from Japan to Germany to Africa to Brazil to where you name it, they know about the Juice Crew.
That was an incredible, you know, as I think about how hard it was for us booking venues, you know, in the 90s. You know, I can imagine during the crack era, right, where a venue like this is trying to make sure that everything is perfect.
No, you had your, look, it was double parked out in the front, the whole block. All your favorite drug dealers was up here. All the baddies was up in here. It was official.
Is that what they called them back then, baddies?
You know what I'm talking about.
The shorties?
Yeah, you know, I think you saw one of the clips where one of the ushers that work here was talking about no fights, no problem, because at hip-hop shows back then, there was always trouble. But we knew, because, rest in peace, Mr. Magic. Mr. Magic could control an audience. He was gonna have you entertained. So you weren't gonna have time to think about fighting. He was gonna keep your mind focused on the stage. And we had artists that performed very well.
And Ty, prior to that, it was a bunch of guys at a hip hop show, right? We was all in there, you know, bobbing our heads. Once you start putting Big Daddy Kane in the mix, all the women came out, right?
Absolutely.
And that mixed it up. So everybody started looking around. We're not fighting each other, now we're checking out the girls, you know? And so that was what was happening in here. It was a nice mixture, balanced.
So now here from a production standpoint, you went all out.
I mean,
several cameras.
Yeah, no, we asked for a couple of extra cameras. Big up my partner, Lionel One, the vid kid from Video Music Box. A couple of extra cameras. And it was basically like they had Showtime at the Apollo with a couple of extra cameras that we needed for just to give it more like a live feel, you know, in like a street kind of hood feel. And the back door. We needed cameras at the back door because that's the only images we knew at that point. You know,
right.
We were trying to get in, we never could get in, so we had to show that so everybody could relate to that part of it. It was supposed to come out as a DVD and a VHS. It never came out.
Right.
I had to tape the edited version of this show that y'all are looking at in my house for since then, 1988 till about 7 months ago when the Apollo called me and said we have these tapes and they're yours and you're in it. And I was like, what is it? It was like Big Daddy. I said, well, it's not mine. It's called Chillin. We did it together. It was a code thing. And all right, let's take a look at it. Me and Ty came in with Brad, who's in charge of archives. That's why archiving is so important. And we looked at all the tapes, and all of it was from backstage. And I said, Brad, I have the front stage of it. I have it from this angle. And he was like, okay, well, we don't have the masters. We have it with the time code on it, the numbers on it. And I said, that's just as good. So you need to use that. I mean, Biz Marquis' show was incredible. You know, the DJs, Mr. C and all the DJs came out. You know, Kane, it was amazing.
So crazy.
And you know, it wasn't free. All right. The Apollo charged me $125,000 to do that. And I called Warner Brothers to pay for it. They said, okay, we're gonna send our guy to direct it. And I said, you can't direct my dream. I'll pay for it. And I'll never forget the late honorable person certainly says, you have $125,000. I said, I have a record label, we make money. So once, that taught me another lesson, and when you put your own money up, you control everything.
There you go.
And that's exactly what happened. So Ralph and I always had a great rapport with videos, so whatever he needed, whatever he had to do, he got it.
I love it, man. And so, just so everybody's following the story, right? Because you got this amazing concert that happened. You have all of this history leading up to this night. You have footage and direction coming from, you know, Uncle Ralph here. The front is shot, but the backstage where all the magic is happening is lost. So apparently some footage was burned in a fire, and while moving some things here at the Apollo, they found it. Ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne Shante.
All right, girl.
Roxanne Shante.
Okay, so throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. I just had to say that again. I just had to do that. I just had to do that. I just did.
Roxanne.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm absolutely great.
So you said that Ty could out-talk everybody.
Absolutely.
What did you mean, and how did that help your career?
Honestly, one of the things about when you have a manager that not only is able to articulate, but also takes the time out to give us instructions and tell us, like, listen, you need to be able to speak for yourself in case I'm not there. So what you see today is a product of Tyrone Williams, because I'm able to talk and can't nobody out talking me.
What do you remember about the night? You know, it's obviously a classic night, you know. Is there anything that comes to mind when you see the footage?
The first thing I remember is during the day, earlier that day, walking up and down, and this is for anybody that lives in the Harlem era who knows about the 80s, how we would walk 7th and 8th Avenue. And I remember having on 5411s. Okay, absolutely. Having on 5411s and actually walking past and seeing our names up on the marquee and thinking to myself, like, wow, I'm out here walking around today, going to Willie Burger, stopping in a few other places, but I'm gonna be at the Apollo tonight. And that was the same feeling that I got tonight. Like, literally standing on the side of the stage, I was telling one of the stagehands, I was like, you know, I still get that same feeling just being in the Apollo. But honestly, you get that feeling being uptown. It's something about Harlem that makes you say, you know what? I'm here. And I need them to know that I'm here. So it was all about the way you dress and the way you speak, and you know, you just came out here to show up and show out. And so yeah, absolutely.
Now, where was your career at during that time?
Well, during the time, I had just had my son, who happens to be here tonight. You know, I had just had my son, and we were trying to figure out, where does Roxanne Shante fit in to where hip hop is going. So we know that, you know, as you can see from the video, the first thing I said was I took a lot of pride in having a nasty mouth. But I think at that time I called it a nasty mouth, but now I understand that it was just the talent of being able to freestyle and being ready for a battle at any time. You know, so I kind of called it a nasty mouth, but really it was just about being prepared for anybody at any time. You know, and we were trying to figure out, where did I belong? You know, was I supposed to be commercial? Was I still going to be just Roxanne Shante? You know, where was I going in that direction? And I'm honestly, I'm able to say now, I am so glad of the direction that we chose for me, because now it has allowed me to have 7 million listeners per day on the radio. You know, it has allowed me to have a movie, Roxanne, which has been viewed over 80 million times on Netflix. You know, so just coming here to the Apollo and taking certain steps and being on Cold Chillin' and having Tyrone not just as a manager but as a father figure and giving you that direction and that discipline, I must say that I'm truly thankful. And everyone out here, give yourselves a round of applause because you're making the right choices too, because you're here tonight.
Now you were talking a little bit about the lineage in the footage that was just there, right?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? How did everyone come together? You talked about Shane, and then, you know, everyone kind of finding each other and coming to Cold Chillin'. You talk about that?
I think, you know, if we have to think where it all starts from, it starts from Marley Marl, and it starts from his living room. And it starts from him being able to say, because you come across so much talent. You know, we grew up in Queensbridge Public Housing, which is the largest housing project in the world. Absolutely. Queensbridge, please believe it, baby. You know, and so growing up there is so much talent, but it was Marlon who actually took the direction of music. And he would see who was supposed to be, as far as like who was going to be the next one. So he really chose that. So we're very thankful for that.
And I'm sorry, I just say something.
You know, you talk about the direction she went and whatever. This child, when we first went out on the road, she was 14 years old. Okay, I was working. Of course, we had our other artists, Fearless 4 and LA Sunshine of the Treacherous 3,
yeah,
and Fearless 4, Mike C. They wrote a script for her to try to tell her how to do whatever she's supposed to do. Well, we did the show. She did nothing they taught her. She did absolutely nothing. And what I saw in this little, Shante was like this. Backstage, she got her thumb in her mouth like she's 8 years old. When she hit that stage, Roxanne and Shante would come out. And you ever see somebody that's just built for this? She was just built for it. She could do it. I've seen hundreds of Roxanne Shante shows and never seen the same one twice. And I mean, she suffered a lot of scars because she was so hot and so big that she had to do R&B shows. And the R&B acts, remember what I said, she was 14. And these grown ass people would say, I ain't going on before that bitch. And she's a baby. And you know, I would try to shield her from it and not let her hear it. If she heard it, God be with whoever said it. Because she would get on stage, she would tell my boy, Shante, the talent was always there. She just had to cultivate it and grow, and she was around talented people. You know, she's on that radio, I hear Mr. Magic in her.
Absolutely.
Because she grew up on the radio with Mr. Magic. So, Roxanne Shante, very talented girl. I call her my daughter.
There we go. Thank you, Roxanne. One of the most talented, one of the most amazing freestylers too. I think they think you're writing everything.
No,
you know what I mean?
you know this, I think it's
One of
just,
the
it's a
most-
blessing of being able to just, I live life and I take it as it comes, and so I deliver it as it comes.
Thank you.
You know how Shante used to do records? Real quick. Shante come in the studio, I said, Shante, make a record about how you got started. She would just start rapping for 5 minutes and leave. And the reason she had to leave, because she lived, the laundromat was between her house and the studio. So she always had to do her laundry, her mother's laundry. Her mother said she could do it, but she got to do this laundry. So she would always come to the studio with the laundry, the cart, and her little sister, and she would do the song and one take and leave.
Crazy. We love you, Roxanne. We're gonna see some more of you in a minute. Let's go to this next clip. Classic night, y'all. Cold Chillin at the Apollo. Who said that? It better be for real. Sean Cannon. What's up, y'all? So one of my favorite parts, so I started off as a dancer. Shout out to all the dancers in the crowd and You know what I mean? And, you know, it was beautiful. First of all, we just, like, even beyond the artists, we watched y'all. We was watching y'all. I was 12, 13. Even though we loved Kane, but we was watching y'all. We were imitating y'all when we got home.
The culture is the B-boys and the B-girls. We can't forget about hip-hop without the dancers, the B-boys and the B-girls.
That's right, y'all. So let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it, please. You know, what was the role of the dancer back then?
Well, the role of a dancer, you know, like, we just wanted to get off the block and bag some chicks. Boost some clothes, drink 40 ounces, because there was nothing on, like, TV to mimic. So we was just trying to get off the block. You know what I mean? I lived in Saratoga, Brownsville. You know what I mean? I had to walk like 9 blocks to the train station. So, you know, anything that was positive, that's what we was doing, dancing to the beat. But we didn't know it was no money or nothing. This is way before I was with Kane, I was with IOU. And, you know, big up to IOU dancers like Quarter. So, you know, you had no cell phones or pages. So it wasn't like you do a dance and upload it. You had to go on somebody's block. You're going to get chased, shot at, but you had to get your name out, you know what I mean, when they had their little block parties. What you say about that, Sean? By the way, I'm School Lover. This is Sean. Kenny, Scrap Lover. You know what I mean?
So how did you guys, you know, get your role, your dancing? Like, how did you get the position? You know what I mean? Who did you meet that put you in pocket or?
Well, this is Sean B. Dance for Coogee Rap. That's right. Well, I met Mr. C first, right? So I was asking Mr. C, who in the Juice Crew need dancers? Ask Biz, ask Shantae, ask Shan. Who needs a dancer? So Biz was like, I don't need no dancer. I danced myself, he had the Biz dance. He danced himself. Shawnee said no. Shan said no. But however, I knew DJ Polo from his sister. We went to church together. Cosmo. But we were getting known for doing, block parties, talent shows in Queens, right? So Polo knew of us already. So we so happened to actually get together from just him knowing us, you know what I'm saying? But Mr. C came to him, and then he was like, I think I know this. And then Polo came to, get with us, and after that, it was like really history.
So can some of you also tell your stories, like how exactly did you all come together, even like with each other, Scoop and Scrap, like how did y'all come together as a crew?
It was a fluke, if you ask me. It wasn't anything done intentionally, and I was blessed. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this man all his flowers right now. This man, Scoop Lover, gave me the opportunity of a lifetime.
Let's go. Yeah.
He gave me the opportunity. We both lived on Saratoga Avenue. We became really the best of friends. He also gave me an opportunity to dance in the Island Dancers dance group. From that point on, this man, I thank you, I love you, and I appreciate you.
Love you too, bro. By the way, y'all don't know, he didn't want to be called Scrap Lover. That was war. I ain't gonna say his government, but his little nickname was Nifty. So he thought that being Scrap was like my son. You know how that go. School and school. I ain't your son, my name Nifty. And I got my name School from my cousins from eating junk food, Scooby snacks. You know what I mean? I'm the only child. And I met King through Bismarck at Latin Quarters. He was in a car. We snapped. I still snap hard right now, going. Pause. So Biz was outside, and King was in the club, a little shy and shit, coming to Latin Quarters. I'm with all the robber niggas up there, in the E train. And he was like, yo, King need a dancer. I don't know what that is. Ain't no shit like that on TV. But I'm like, but all he said was, yo, I'll pay you. I'm like, yo, get paid? We just drinking 40s, hopping the turnstile. And it was a go. That's it. But my boy Lazy Lays, he in the audience from MOP.
Shout out to Lays. Big Lays, what's up, family?
Yeah, he was dancing with me first, and he went to move on. And Scrap Lover just shot to the top.
One more quick question, and we got to move on to a few other dances. The move where one of y'all falls into the other one catches. Where did that start? Like, who came up with that shit?
Yo, man, I was dancing with 7 guys, so anything me, Kane, and Scrap did, I said, if we do something dope and funny, because we still had to water the dance steps down, because King wasn't like us, but he wanted to dance like do the James Brown shit. So, of course, Scrap, y'all don't know, we so fly, Scrap dropped me like twice. I still owe him a fight, but you would never know.
We need that footage.
Facts, all facts.
You would never know. Kane try to instigate. Yo, that nigga dropped me. That was me. That was me.
That's
you know what I mean? But we did that. The official leg lock, sliding on my knees. We still got bones hurt right now, man. By the way, yo, we love everybody that used to dance. And my black ass on Sunday, I'll be 57.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, yo, put your hands together real quick. Scoop, Scrap, Sean, Kenny, y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to death. We're going to welcome a few more dancers to the stage. Nicola Bailey and Fola Bell Greer. I hope I'm saying your names right. Please jump on stage. We're going to talk a little more. I think they're going to have you guys walk off for 1 second. I appreciate y'all. I need to know what this man is eating and drinking. How you 57? And you still got your hair. This shit braided in all different directions. I see your Instagram. You in all the clubs, you still outside. I'm only 50. And famous from now on. Hello. How y'all doing, ladies? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Put your hands together, please. So I wanted to discuss a little how TCF transitioned from being a dance crew to recording artists. And also talk a little more about your dancing careers. But yes, please, can you share with us your history a little?
again, danced for Cool G Rap, and I made my sister actually do chores all around the house. My sister here, Nicole, right here. So she caught when we was gonna go on tour. She was like, I wanna go on tour. I said, yo, you can't go on tour. There's a bunch of niggas on tour. You can't go on tour with me. And she said, no, please, bring on tour. I said, well, if you do all my chores,
That's true.
I'll bring you on tour. So she did all the chores. She did all of them, right? So then it came to time that we was getting ready to go on tour, and I was like, Nicole, I can't bring you. So I can't bring you. It's just gonna be crazy. And she was like, I did all this shit for you. I did all that. So I said, look. And at the time, Folda actually contacted me. She had a group of her own that she wanted to actually get on with. And she said, I want you to choreograph me. So I started choreographing her group. So she was coming over as well. So when she started coming over, Nicole was like, I said, I can't bring you. So she was like, well, I said, if you get someone else to come with you, I'll bring you. She said, well, what about Folda? You choreographing her? Well, what about her? I said, if she can get the steps in a day, I'll bring you. I wasn't expecting Folda to get the steps. Folda got the steps in a half an hour. Right? So I was like, okay, because these steps was a little difficult, and she got it. So once she came on tour, Ty didn't know they was coming on tour. I snuck him on the tour bus.
Don't worry, let me intercede. It was the Cold Chillin tour. So everybody met up at Cold Chillin. So I see these two girls I never saw before. So I said, well, who are you? We're G-Rap's dancers. And I said, no, you're not either. Because I always knew parents, I knew everybody. I said, I don't know who you are, I don't know your parents, and there's 20 guys on the bus. You're not going. I go out, maybe 3 weeks into the tour, I go to Texas. I walk into the Marriott. Who do I see in the Marriott? I was furious. I just do like this. I call their parents, I tell their mothers, I told them they couldn't come.
He was good with that.
I'm sending them home. A little bit later, I go down to the bar. Who I see in the bar? Miss Folda. Now in my head, because she said she was 18 or 17 or something. I said, if you're saying you're 17, you're 15. So when I go in the bar, I see him, and she has a pina colada. And I said, I know damn well you're not drinking it. And the bartender probably saved himself, he probably was lying. He said, it's a virgin pina colada. Well, Polo had convinced me to watch them perform. When I watched them, I loved it. And I said to Polo, you know what, y'all could be a group. I said, only somebody could sing. She said, I can sing. And I said, sing. And she started singing right there in the bar. And I got them together, and real quick I said, I'm making you a group. They didn't believe it. 2 days later, I think we got back, I can't remember, 2 days after we get back, I say, go to the studio with Daddy-O, he got a record for you. Now you can take it.
I want to hear from them real quick now. Ladies, please. Yeah, I want to hear from y'all. What did y'all feel about?
I was saying that Sean didn't want to be in a group. He was fighting it tooth and nail.
Why?
Because he was like, I ain't no singer. I'm a rap dancer. I don't want to be a singer.
That and we had a romantic relationship. We were together, and I didn't want to. I didn't want that on the road, y'all.
Now let me jump in.
No, we do no groupies for him. Bringing sand to the beach.
So I said, yo, Sean, we gotta do something, man. We gotta make this happen. Sean's like, yo, bro, I'm not bringing sand to the beach, man. I can't do it. I'm telling you, it ain't going down like that. I said, yo, Sean, come on, man. We gotta do it. We gotta take it to the next level. I would continue to talking to Sean and begging him and trying to convince him. I finally persuading him, and now we got TCF, the singing group.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
And you know, Sean didn't believe me.
No.
He didn't believe when I said, I'm making you a group. He didn't believe me. All right. And the first song we did was the answer to Sex You Up.
Color Me Bad.
And Color Right. And it just took off and got legs of its own. And I never forget Warner Brothers calls me, hey, that little TCF group you got there is blowing up. I said, yeah. Then we did a song called Horse's Mouth, and then we did a song called I Ain't the One, which was like really huge.
Track Masters, big up the Track Masters.
Track Masters, right.
Tone and Poe.
So, you know, and Nicola, you know, Nicola was like I said, it was Sean, his girlfriend, his sister, and his best friend. I knew that was a problem as soon as I found out. As soon as I found out, because everybody thinks he's supposed to be closer to him than the other ones. So, yeah, but it was a real good experience, and it got them to move and do other things other than dancing. And that's the way I was. If you were around Cold Chillin', I was gonna find something for you to do. I was gonna figure it out, you know. I forgot to tell you, I gave School and Scraps a record deal. All right, but, you know, so if you were there, Track Masters, they were just there every day. I said, I'm gonna give you a production deal. And
I wish I was around there.
if I saw that you were trying and you were working hard, I gave you a shot.
Well, thank you guys. We got to get to a few more people, but we appreciate your time. We're going to go to this next clip real quick before we invite a few more on, and we'll have you back in a minute. Thank you. Chris, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
I'm good.
Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Praise the Lord.
Indeed.
Alhamdulillah.
Right?
Allahu Akbar.
Battles going on. So tell me, you already know, battles in a good way.
That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
want to acknowledge the
Yeah.
song Evolution, and that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were portrayed by G-Rap and Shan, respectfully. Tell me a little about that.
When we was at Marley's house, that's where all the
Magic happens.
Yes. Ty asked us to portray, you know, for the Black History Month, you know, different artists, the different icons. And he gave me Maya Angelou. I used to know how I don't know, he just gave me that one. I guess 'cause I'm connected more to poetry, I guess. I do my writing. So I went to the library in Amityville after he gave me the assignment. And I was trying to find what book that I could portray Maya Angelou. And I did I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I read that book and wrote that piece. And ironically, my person that I portrayed was still alive when I did it. And I actually spoke to her. She called Cold Chillin', her and Coretta Scott King, I remember them calling there. You know, so I had the pleasure of meeting, you know, over the phone, talking to the person that I portrayed. So.
Well, for me, hello everybody, MC Debbie D. I portrayed Harriet Tubman. Hello everybody. Norman Thomas, that's right. I'm a Harlemite. As a matter of fact, when I wrote the lyrics to this particular song, I was living in Lionel Hampton, right around the corner. I'm born and raised in Harlem, Sydenham Hospital, for all of y'all that go all the way back there to the PAL. But Tyrone hit me up and he said, Debbie, listen, I'm one of the pioneers. I'm the oldest in the group. Many of you may know me from the movie Beach Street. I was in that with Us Girls and, you know, first female soloist. But by the time I met Tyrone, I was returned back to being a soloist. And he said, Debbie, I need you to be on this record. You know, Ty and I used to talk about college all the time. He's from Howard University, graduate. Yep, that's right, HBCU, that's right. I went to LaGuardia out in Queens. And we we used to talk about college all the time, and he said, I want to do this record about some of our powerful African-American icons. And he said, I want you to do Harriet Tubman. And I was like, all right, but I was working in a law firm in the World Trade Center at the time on the 100th floor. And I was like, well, when do you want it done? He said, tomorrow. I said, tomorrow? I said, I'm at work. And he said, well, I need it tomorrow. I know you could do it. So I called up my girl up in Harlem, Cookie. She lived, grew up with me. And I said, listen, I need you to go to the Schomburg Library. Shout out to the Schomburg. And I said, I need you to pull everything you can on Harriet Tubman and put it underneath my door. And she put it underneath my door. And the next day I went to the studio and spit the lyrics.
No, and for me, for my label, I wanted to be more than just a label. I wanted to teach kids things and teach my artists, because they were all very young. Okay, and I remember G-Rap had to go ask his mother to tell him exactly everything about Malcolm X. And Shan's grandfather told him about Dr. King. So they all had to do their studying in various ways, but when they came back and did it, it was so touching, all right? And it the way they did it sounds like Debbie D should be Harriet Tubman, G-Rap should be Malcolm X, Glamorous should be Maya Angelou, and MC Shan should be Dr. Martin Luther King.
And Todd, back in the days, you felt there was a responsibility to make records like that?
Absolutely. Shan was always the easiest to get it to do it. But because Shan made songs like Mine is a Terrible Thing to Waste, By Any Means Necessary. He made songs, a lot of songs like that, but as the Juice Crew, I always felt like we have to do something to send a message to our own people and to show that there's a certain way that things can be done other than the street way.
Yeah, that's why I went to the library. The way we're all like family, and that's how you spoke to us. And I was like, oh, he want me to do this. It's got to be right. He was looking for it to be educational, something that everybody would accept, and it could be played every year, in remembrance.
Black History Month.
Yes.
And it wasn't really a big record, but today, fast forward 35 years later, one of the most important things that's happening right now is hip-hop education. And this is a record that you could literally play in a classroom or download it on YouTube and let the kids listen to it, and they can learn about Harriet Tubman, Maya Angelou, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X all through rap. Shout out to Hip Hop Ed.
I love it. Make sure y'all Google that, YouTube that. I want to thank you guys for getting on stage with us. We're going to see everyone again a little later. But thank you very much as we prepare this next clip. Put your hands together one more time.
Comes now.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I always wanted to do this, right? I ain't never get a chance to do this and say it's showtime at the Apollo, and it's my turn now. How y'all doing?
MC Jan, what's the deal, bro?
I want to get this over, right? A lot of people been thinking I'm sick and whatnot, but I'm not sick. I've lost weight because I lost my teeth. I actually needed to lose them. I left them in a cup in the dentist. So I want y'all to just concentrate on me right now and don't think I'm sick. Just listen to what I'm saying. Let's go. Let's go.
First of all, good to meet you, sir.
Glad to meet y'all. How's everybody tonight? Say yeah.
Yeah.
That's the man Sizzle with a whistle. I just left it in the back, y'all.
Your energy is unmatched, bro. Your energy is unmatched. So tell me how you guys been. How did that happen?
Well, Tyrone is my mentor. Anything that you see me and the way I act and the way I do business, it's all responsible for him. Okay? It's his fault that I act the way I do. So if you got any complaints with me, call Ty. Thank you very much.
What was the label like back then? In the early
Back
years?
then, I thought I was the man.
You were.
I used to call people. I just used to think I was the man because I was. All right, but that label, it was more of a family. Unlike a lot of labels where you have a lot of conglomerate artists, we all came up together. And there was a hierarchy in the juice crew, and I was the biggest one. The skinniest one, but I was the biggest one. And so, as people came in the juice crew, there were things that you had to go through a ritual. You had to either tell how many times we stood at the airport and made Mr. C and them bring our bags in.
Oh, God. Well, the Mr. C story is a little different. Mr. C got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. So I was going to kick him out. But Shantae said, nah, let's not kick him out. Let's make him carry all our luggage. And that's what he did. And that's the type of things we did.
All right, but John, let's tell them what Mr. C did. Mr. C went charged up all these phone calls from London and put
Oh, yeah, we're in England at the time.
And said Biz did it. And Biz always was on the phone, so we, you know, look, I got 1 minute 47. Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the night, the special night that came together, right? What are some of the things you remember about the performance?
I remember it becoming a musical emporium because I ain't never seen no hip hop artist with a band before, and I was killing it.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So what made you come up with the idea to use a band?
Him?
Okay.
He wanted to be like me, to be like the Luther Vandross or something with hip hop.
No, listen. One thing I say about Shan was always willing to try new things. Now, for those of you who don't know, Shan was the first Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Because he was on Warner Brothers, and they tried to change Shan's image to soften him up to be that role, all right? But Shan ended up being Shan and cursed everybody out. So they went and got somebody really soft.
Hold on. Ty ain't tell y'all. Ty ain't trying to tell y'all the right way. They pulled the can of grease out on me.
So let me get this
He
straight.
didn't want to say that, but I'm just trying to tell you. They pulled the can of grease out. I said, nah, I ain't with that show. So my career is what it is, and I'm happy with it.
That's wild.
I'm still intact, if you know what I'm saying. Don't disrespect nobody. I got 15 seconds, y'all. What's up?
So you was gonna be the original Prince, Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I was. Look, when you see that album, Play It Again, Shan, right? You see me all dressed in some nice tuxedo. It was like, you get
ready for
but see,
Hollywood.
I was willing to work with them because I said, well, it's a bigger label. I'm gonna still do the lyrics that I do, but I'm gonna do what they want me to do because sometimes you gotta kiss booty to make where you gotta be, but you don't have to take none.
Hey, yo, man, let's talk about the bridge.
Perfect segue.
You love to hear the story again and again, like he said, but we'll get to that later. Y'all just remember, my time is up, but if they gonna let me keep looking, ain't no better. Let's go.
Anything else you want to say about the night that happened? We're gonna show some more footage and get into some more footage to see you a little bit later. Anything you want to talk about the night?
All I'm gonna say is that what the Juice Crew has became, we've been through a lot. We've been like brothers and sisters. We fight. And I'm the main one always talking crap about everybody, right? But at the end of the day, we're older. I'm older. All the stuff that I said, don't think I'm apologizing to y'all now because I said it when I said it, I meant it. But I'm older now.
Standing on
Okay,
business.
I'm older now. But the Juice Crew is just like my family. That's what it is. And there's nothing gonna change that. I might have called Kane a new guy. Ace, I give him problems all the time, but that's just me. But we love each other, and when we get together, this is what y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see the Juice Crew tonight. And those that are not here, this might be the last time you'll ever see us together again like this. So if you missed this, you have missed history in the making.
MC Shan, y'all, put your hands together. We're gonna see you in a little bit, huh?
Look, I'm gonna show y'all how they give me some time. That clock said 0 like 5 minutes ago. Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Let's roll it. Marley Marl, y'all. Marley Marl, y'all. Marley Marl. So, yeah, and Cool V.
Hold on.
Let's do this right.
All the Juice Crew DJs is coming
Exactly.
out. Yeah.
Marley Marl, DJ Cool V, Mr. C, Chillin Q. Real shit. Put your hands together one more time, please, for everybody.
What up?
So, Marley.
Yeah.
This bedroom, man. This house of yours.
Yes.
This apartment. What was going on, man?
We just wanted to come and rock out, and you know, everybody. Let me tell you, everybody in the Juice Crew always had the thought in their mind that they want to perform at the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wanted to fulfill that dream and perform at the Apollo, and it was definitely a legacy night. That's real.
But I'm trying to get to even before that night, like, you know, all the magic happening in your house, like the people coming in your house, the studio sessions. Can you talk about the early days?
Well, early days, it started out in Queensbridge. Queensbridge, you in the house, make some noise. Well, started me
Don't get them started.
on 12th Street, on 41st side, is where we made all the songs at. That was the studio. It was so crazy because I would go to the store, come back, and then be like a whole crowd of people in front of my building waiting for me. So I kind of knew it was time to go. You know what I mean? But it was definitely dope because at that time, you know, me, Mr. Magic, and Tyrone, we had our radio shows going on. So the Juice Crew is definitely an extension of our radio show. Because, you know, I was battling Red and Chuck every week. I needed ammo. You know what I'm saying? So every week I would have to come with something because Magic, he had that mouth. So a lot of artists, they wasn't giving us exclusives. They was giving them the Red. So we had to make our own exclusives. And that's how the Juice Crew basically came to par because we needed ammunition every week to battle Kiss FM.
I want to say something. I was so fortunate in radio. I was around two geniuses, Mr. Magic and Marley Marl. Now, when I tell you about Marley Marl, I remember when he first was on the radio, he looked at the board, he did his thing, he didn't know much about it. Before it was over, Marley could take that board apart, put it back together, and I have my FCC license, that's how we pretty much were on. And I used to amp the transmitter, so we go from Hartford to Philly, which was illegal, but we did it. And Marley would go inside and pan the speakers and boost the bass and tweak the treble. And one night, the chief engineer came in. He said, "How the hell are y'all getting that sound? You don't sound like any other part of the station when it's on." It was Marley. Marley was making that sound different and making it sound better. But Marley was the first person I ever knew who wanted the schematics. Marley would buy a piece of equipment and unscrew it, plug it in and see what lights up. Before you knew it, you could build that. So Marley Marl, that's the engineer all-star, for real.
Now, Cool V on the end. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experiences with Cold Chillin?
Cold Chillin was dope because we started on Prism, actually, you know what I'm saying? And then we moved to Cold Chillin because it was the same, you know, Cold Chillin had got the deal. And it was just a beautiful situation. We was all freelancing at first. Then Ty said we had to sign contracts. You know what I'm saying? He said, nobody gonna sign y'all gotta sign contracts. So in 88, actually I signed my first contract. Biz signed it in 86, but we made 3 records in that time. Like Picking Boogers, Nobody Beats to Biz, Make the Music.
Classics.
In that time. And then for 88, we had to sign the contract and make the Going Off album.
I don't blame you, Ty.
Yeah, so it changed our life, you know what I'm saying? MC Shan giving Biz that shot on stage. Shani letting Biz do that first record with her, and Marley letting us in his house to record. That changed our life, you know what I'm saying?
And me saying, Vaughn could come, but he can't get in the limo.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Mr. Magic had his own limo service, right? So Biz wanted to put me and Kane and us on, and Ty didn't want us to be down at the time. So by the time he did start us letting us come, he said, Biz, they can come, but they can't get in the limo. They got to meet you there. So we had to get our own ride to the shows.
The limo was a big deal back then.
But
Limo was a big deal.
however, before it was over, limo be in front of Vaugh's house all day. Yeah.
Rode the limo all the time.
Mr. C,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Put your hands together.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
You're ready. So, tell us some things about those early days as well when it comes to Cold Chillin. Maybe there's something we don't know about. You know, they were blowing you up early about the all kind of stuff going on.
Shannon's a piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, being that I was DJing for Big Daddy Kane, we went to high school together, Sarah J. Hill High School, and my first experience of just being around the Juice Crew all together at once, we went on tour in London. And that's the tour that Shan was talking about when I was carrying everybody's luggage, because it was like I was the newer DJ in the group, in the crew. And so not only was I carrying everybody's luggage, but I ran up a mad phone bill calling my ex-girlfriend at the time and my grandmother and my family. And I think the bill was like over $2,000 or something like that.
2,000 pounds.
Yeah, like pounds or something.
That's more $1.
So Magic, and rest in peace, Mr. Magic, they got on me. And during the whole European tour, they kept saying, a devious plot. You're creating a devious plot to get over.
That was Mr. Magic's turn for Mr. C. Devious plot.
And you know, they was like, you got to pay that money back. And there's an infamous photo, if you ever Google a photo of Roxanne Shante and yours truly, Mr. C, we actually sleeping on the bus in London. And that was like my first experience just being around everybody. But then I got to hang out with Magic and Marley at BLS. Let's say if Kane had an exclusive new song and we were premiering on BLS, I got to come up there and see Kane freestyle on Magic and Marley's show. But that experience showed me later on how to do radio properly. Like I tell this man all the time, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know how to do radio properly. Because him and Magic, they would have like a little transistor radio listening to Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out, listening to what they was doing while they was live on BLS. So let's say if Red and Chuck was playing Top Billin', Magic was like, Magic could tell Marley, get Top Billin' on right now, get it on! And then Marley would get it on and it'd just be a frenzy, but I got to learn how to do radio through Magic and Marley, and then later on, I started doing a radio show with Mr. Magic on a public access station called 91.5 WNYE. I started doing that with him in the 90s. And then Magic, you know, and Ty had the wherewithal to bring me into Hot 97. You know, when I first got to Hot 97 with Magic and Ty being the producer, I was getting paid $50 every 2 weeks from Magic's check.
You got paid.
Because I wasn't on payroll.
Oh, you got paid?
I was getting $50. And then, you know, I get my little $50, but then sometimes Magic didn't want to pay me. And then Magic would tell Ty, don't pay C. Don't pay C. And then I had to call Ty crying at him. He's like, Magic gonna pay you, don't worry about it. But it started off with that, and to me making a career into radio with Hot 97 and becoming my own brand. But it was because of people like this man right here. So I just want to say, in front of Marley and Cool V and Chili Q, like, you know, Marley Marl is the greatest hip hop producer of all time. I don't care what anybody tells me. This is the greatest hip hop producer of all time. Like, one of the first hip hop producers to sample James Brown. He made all of us sound good, from Kane to Biz to G-Rap to Shantae. He Master 8 made all of us sound good. So I just want everybody to stand up for Marley Marl one time. Everybody in here stand up for Marley Marl one time. This is before Dr. Dre. This is before DJ Premier. They'll tell you this is their favorite.
And also to Cool V, a lot of people don't give Cool V the credit for producing the Biz Markie hits after they kind of stepped away from Marley. Cool V is the one that produced Just a Friend for Biz Markie. He's the one that produced that joint. Make some noise for the great Cool V. And I just want to leave it off with Chili Q. Chili Q started doing Mr. Magic show with Marley later on. He became the son of Mr. Magic. Everybody thought he was actually really Mr. Magic's son. But
the youngest DJ in charge.
And the youngest DJ in charge, and he...
Wait, let's wait, don't get that. Youngest DJ in charge was Ron G. Okay.
Nah, you was before that. You was
I
before
was
that.
Ron G. I was the youngest DJ in hip hop.
There we go. But if you ever see any of those old Mr. Magic Rap Attack album covers, you will see a young Chili Q on the album cover, and he continued the tradition of the Rap Attack with Marley, and then later In Control radio show with Pete Rock, if y'all remember that. So, like,
lineage.
We all, everybody got something from this man right here. So we are forever in debt to you. Forever in debt.
Appreciate that,
It's a real moment. Thank you. They're giving me the wrap-up signal. We gotta go to this next one. Everybody put your hands together for everyone that's up here. Marley Ball, Cool V, Chillin Q, Mr. C,
Polo.
Polo.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys say something about Polo.
Polo.
All right, Polo.
Cosmo.
Polo is in a nursing home right now. He's got Parkinson's disease. And so he's not doing well, so we want to send our prayers out to DJ.
But he's in great spirits. Master Ace went to go see him a couple of weeks ago.
Good.
Cool V and Shantae always go see him. I'm going to get around to seeing him as well. He's in great spirits. If anybody knows Polo, he always say, cuz, yo, cuz, yo, cuz, yo, cuz. So he's still got that energy. He's still good. He just, got to get himself back on his feet. But we love Polo. He's in our hearts tonight. So if you got love for DJ Polo, put 2 fingers up Polo.
You're ready. Thank you once again, fellas. We're gonna roll this next clip. We're gonna see y'all in a little bit.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Well, he wasn't there that night, but he's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for motherfucking Cool Z Rap.
New York, it's good, baby.
I can stand up for you, bro. Good to officially meet you. You're one of the legends that I looked up to all my life. I grew up on the crime side.
Yes, sir.
It's so, I wish we had more time. I'll say that again, there gotta be a part 2 at some point. But what was going on at that time while you were not able to join the show?
I was in the hospital then. I had developed a case of sinusitis, and they had to perform a craniotomy on me. So I didn't make the show. I was in the New York hospital, recovering from that surgery. Yeah.
So the bars got crazier after that, or what?
Yeah, they put a microchip on my brain.
Sure did.
The Cool G Rap upgrade,
Yes, sir.
So, what was Ty's role in your recovery?
What's that?
What was Ty's role in your recovery?
Oh, Ty played a major part. When I got sick, I was out in somewhere out in Jersey, like past the End Boys. I was with some chick I was dealing with back then, and regular G-Rap shit. And I got sick out there, and I ended up going to a hospital out there, and they wanted to perform a surgery on me out there, but their methods would have been considered like old-fashioned, based on the times we was in at that time. And when Todd found out what type of surgery they wanted to perform on me, he sent a helicopter out there to that hospital and flew me into New York Hospital, where they, professionalized that particular surgery.
Fly Ty. You was on one back then. You was on one, man.
He loved his artists. He loved his artists like his own kids,
It was more to it than just artists. I mean, I have personal stories with each and every one of them. I hung out with G-Rap. All right, I would go to his house. I had got Kane, G-Rap, and Shan in the same complex, so I could keep an eye on them. And there were 3-bedroom condos with patios, you know, and so I could go out there. Shan lived
Don't forget the skylights.
And the big skylights, right? And Shan lived down the block from Kane, and G-Rap lived behind Shan. So I spent a lot of time with them, you know, just like on some, not even on some record business, just hanging with them, just to keep them, and it wasn't even just to keep them straight, just because I like being around them, you know. So it was more to it than just record business, you know. So when this doctor calls me talking about, I said, does he need the surgery? He said, well, if I don't do it, he's gonna die. If I do it, he still might die. So I said, are you the surgeon? He said, no, I'm not a surgeon, but I figured I'd hang around and give it a try. I said, can I call you back in a half an hour? And I called New York Hospital and got the helicopter and sent to get my man. It wasn't to get my artist, it was to get my man.
Claps for that. You know, because I was doing some research.
Love you for that.
Word up, real shit. I was doing some research, you know, especially around Roxanne, and you know, learning that you were not only the label owner, but also the manager, right?
I was the manager first.
The manager first.
I started the label, all right. And so initially I managed everybody, all right. What I did wrong, I treated them all like kids too long. They were growing up and I didn't want to see them grow up. And I was on that, it's my way or the highway. And they took the highway, you know. So, because I was always so worried about them doing the wrong thing, I knew there were monsters around that corner. They didn't know that. So I was trying to warn them and keep them from them, but you have to let the children grow.
That's beautiful. Because, you know, we're looking up to them like superstars, you know what I mean? And, you know, even with Lyricist Lounge, a lot of the artists that passed through our doors, you know, that's the exact reason we were doing it, right? It wasn't about getting them to sign a deal with, you know, a contract before they got to stage. It's really just making sure they're good. But G-Rap, like, all the stuff that you've been through, you know what I'm saying? How does it feel to be here today, you know?
I mean, it feels great. I wanted to be here for the first one. You know, I was in, when I was laid up in the hospital that time, all those years ago, I was just so mad that I missed that show. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it was, like somebody mentioned earlier, it was everybody's dream to perform at the Apollo. You know what I mean? You know, as the saying goes, you ain't make it unless you did the Apollo.
Have you performed here at all?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, a few times after that. Yeah. I performed there with Ice Cube. I performed there with Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? God bless.
Man, there's so many questions to ask you, but everybody put your hands together one more time for Cool G Rap. We're gonna see you a little more in a minute.
All right.
And let's get to this next clip as we keep this going. Legends, y'all, straight legends.
Love y'all too, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Daddy Kane. See, I heard you was gonna be here today, and I know how you like to show out. So I said I gotta at least put something on to match my man right here. How you doing, sir?
Good, good.
Big Daddy Kane, goddamn, it's so much to ask you. But so let's take it back. Let's take it back. How did you first hear about Coachella?
When I came into the picture, there wasn't quite a Coachella yet, right? Yeah, it was just, you know, Juice Crew. So that's what I heard of through Biz. Like I met Biz in '84, and we had been rocking together, doing shows and stuff. And then eventually, you know, he got connected with Marley and, you know, and the rest of the crew. And then him and Shantae recorded Def Fresh Crew. And I was actually in the studio that night. You know, the first time I got to see the magic of Roxanne Shante, you know, and it was beautiful. You know, I mean, I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but all of those early off records from Roxanne, Revenge up to with the Death Fresh Crew or Queen, which one came in last? Death Fresh Crew or Queen of Rock? Death Fresh Crew. All of those, Shante is going off the dome.
She's crazy with it.
You know, all those songs, yeah. Because I'm sitting there wondering why she's saying different rhymes each tape. And Biz is like, you know, like, she's just going off the dome. She didn't write none of that down. I'm like, so all these records I've been listening to is just off. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, amazing.
Skill level is crazy. And, you know, so when I was doing some of my research, you know, because when, you know, at my age at that time, learning about you guys, when I hear the Juice Crew, it's everybody that I've seen so far tonight, right? But apparently Juice Crew went way before that, right? What was some of the history around it?
Well, you know, this brother can tell it, you know, better than I can, because he was different. Like, me and Master Ace were like, you know, the last, like, members, you know, well, other than IU, Glamorous, and Debbie D, but, you know, there's a lot more, you know, before me, so he can tell it better than I can.
So was it at the Fever, or what club was it?
Well, you know, listen, the original Juice Crew was started by Sal Abatello, who owned the Disco Fever. Sal Abatello and Mr. Magic were like this. The Juice Crew was a celebration of the rap attack going from HBI to BLS, so going to commercial radio. Magic was also known as Sir Juice, thus the Juice Crew. The original members were Grandmaster Flash, Scorpio, Curtis Blow, Lovebug Starsky,
Mighty Mike C.
Mighty Mike C came, the whole Fearless Four. Fearless Four, LA Sunshine, Houdini, Fat Boy, Stetsasonic, Force MDs, all that's Juice Crew. So the Juice Crew was the crew with the juice. All right. The Juice, the Cold Chillin members of the Juice Crew was the first members that started doing songs with one another because we were all on the same label. When you had Jalil and Houdini on Jive, and Flash and them on Sugar Hill, and Force MDs on Tommy Boy, the label heads couldn't come together. So we didn't have that problem. And they would, you know, and we were, unlike a lot of other crews, Flavor Unit, whatever, they were kind of cool before they became a crew. Juice Crew, nobody knew each other. They became a family after they knew each other, because they were all striving to do the same thing. Especially this guy. I used to take this guy here. We used to go around Brooklyn looking for rappers to battle.
Bullies.
And
you leaving out Harlem and Queensbridge. Yeah.
All right, I would take, just looking for, out here by anybody who's supposed to be nice, I'm taking Kane to battle. On the corner, like a dice game. And I'm in the roughest neighborhoods. Because I knew I had somebody who was, you know, who was nicer than anybody I'd ever heard in my life. And nobody knew about him, except me.
So Kane, you've done so much for the culture. You've done so much for hip hop. You've done so much for Brooklyn. Like, we've copied you, obviously, in so many ways. But tell us about where you were in your career at that time, you know, before this show, the 1988 show came up. Where were you at in your career?
Well, as I said, you know, me and Biz have been connected from '84. And, you know, when we first met, I met Biz battling him. And after the battle, he told me that he'd do all these shows and I should get down with him. He told me, one day, I promise you, I'm gonna get you a record deal. And then, once he got with the Juice Crew and he put out Make the Music, he came back to Brooklyn and got me, and took me to do shows with him and stuff. And I would come out in the middle of his set and kick a little rhyme and stuff. And then he was asking me to help him write his first album. Well, first he came to me about Nobody Beats the Biz, and then he asked me about the album, but would help with the album. And then once I got connected with everyone, and Ty finally gave the okay, the nod. I became a member of the Juice Crew, and sure enough, he kept his word and got me a record deal, and Fly Ty signed me to Coach.
Shout out to Biz, rest in peace to Biz.
But now, let me tell you about that story though. So, I get with Marley. I had met Marley prior to that. I met Marley actually, I'd been to Marley house, but really when we got to talk was the day that Biz was supposed to record Nobody Beats the Biz. And that day Biz didn't show up, and Marley let me in, and we worked on, I believe I'll Take You There. I think.
Right, I'll Take You There.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did. From that point, it was like I'm connected there, but then eventually we did the Just Rhyming with Biz.
Right.
Now when the song came out, here it is, I have a new song and it's playing on BLS, it's playing on KISS, but everybody thinks it's Biz song. Biz is a known artist. I'm just a new dude. So I'm not making no money. Because everybody, they're booking Biz, assuming, okay, well, we'll book Biz, and I guess he'll bring the new guy he got on his song. But it's my damn song. So, Scoob Love will attest to this. Here we are with a new song. We walk into the store, hearing our stuff playing on the radio, while we on our way to the corner store just to steal a 6-pack of beer and Mrs. Paul's fish sticks, because we ain't got no money, So I'm begging Ty daily. Like damn near in tears, like, yo, I gotta put something out with just me. And Ty's like, yo, we still got life in this. There's still life in the song, just wait. Oh, man, finally, I guess I just got on his damn nerves to the point where he's like, go ahead, man.
No,
go ahead.
Finally, you did a song called R.A.W.
No, you told me. I had to get the okay from you first.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's when and that's the whole reason why I started the song off saying, here I am, because I was like, I can't wait to do something
I love that. So you wanting to get on had you in that studio going crazy.
One more time?
Like you wanting to put your own record out, right? That want to get on, right? Had you going crazy in the studio to make that record.
It's like, I wanted to have the joint with Biz, because that was really just a freestyle. The actual song is called Something Funky. Just Rhyme with Biz is really a freestyle that Marley played, just as one of his hidden treasures, and it got more requests than Something Funky. And Ty was like, we got to put that on the record, And I'm like, I got a song with Biz, so I'm like, to me, this is a magic moment until it backfired, and I wasn't making no money. Biz, they was only booking Biz, So that from then, that's when I'm like, no, it need to be just me. Yeah.
No, I love it. It's sometimes it's those unseen moments, those unseen pressures that get us in the studio to make something great. Similar with Talib Kweli, but he was an incredible lyricist, but wasn't making songs, right? Some of the most incredible lyricists or freestylers are not always great in the studio in the early days. And so we were trying to really make sure the audience got something out of it rather than just rap on stage, and made them wait for like a year almost. But yeah, it does make you come out with that fire. And Raw is definitely one of those records that changed the game for everybody.
Thank you. I want to say that I had a beautiful family around me to learn from. I think that Biz and Shan both were masters at recording in a song format. So watching what they're doing, I'm learning how to do that, and other mistakes that I may make, or like Marley was always there, to add on to as well, and like yo, you need to, things of that nature, and this dude thought he was very gaudy, like he always had to have his 2 cents in, so yeah.
I was, they had to make me happy. Because I walk in the studio and just go, and walk out. So they always were trying to do something to make me like the song.
Pressure.
And coming from radio, I knew that the intros had to be strong. Because radio's not gonna play, they're not gonna wait to get to it. Radio stations getting 40 and 50 new records from everybody every week. They ain't got time to listen to your old record. So if it don't catch them in the first couple of bars, they're taking it off, going to the next one. So if you notice all Cold Chillin records, they started out strong from the beginning. So.
Last question. What the hell were you dangling off of at that show? 1998, they were showing some footage just now. You were on a harness?
Who
got you to do that?
Like, I want to say this. I don't know if anybody touched on this yet, but all of that was this man's vision. You understand? It wasn't like, we coming in saying, I want my set to be, I want my set to, all of that was this man's vision. He was, I guess, creating his own Motown 25, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, for real, but it was a beautiful vision that made each and every one of us look like superstars. You understand me? Like, and I feel like that night, the cats that were, hot and popping, really believed that they were superstars after that night was over. And the cats that were waiting to get on really became dreamers and even more optimistic about their future after that night because of, what he created. And to answer your question, I understood that, the stage was going to look like a kingdom for me. That was my set. And then I got here and he slid that in about the sling last minute.
What I asked him was, are you afraid of heights?
Yeah. But he didn't tell me that I was going to be sitting on some 6x12 piece of wood getting lower from the roof. He left that part out.
Ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
So you right.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Big Daddy Kane, y'all. All right, let's get into it. All right, put your hands together, man. For those 3 incredible people, Granddaddy IU, Miss Markey, Mr. Magic. Fly Tie. So this whole vision of yours, man, did I see Biz come out of a nose?
Yeah.
He fell out.
I just sat down and like even giving Shan the band. Shan didn't have a band. I thought I would like to see Shan with a band, and that was that, and he did the band. So yeah, there was just like a vision I had, and everybody was so excited. Nobody said no. Biz, I want you to come out with a giant nose. Yes, I'll do it. Kane, I want you to come out the ceiling. Okay, Ben. So yeah, it was just some things I thought about, and I didn't have to think long to figure it out.
So tell me about who we have sitting next to us.
DJ Swan.
Put your hands together, y'all.
That's DJ Swan. Make the music with your mouth, Biz. Nobody beats the Biz.
Talk to us, TJ. What's the deal?
Your mic is on.
Live. Can we turn this mic up, please? Turn it up, turn it up.
1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, there you go.
Now it's that
Hey,
voice.
what's up, everybody? What's up, New York? Harlem in the building. Is Brooklyn in the building?
You're ready.
Queens? The Bronx? Jersey? Connecticut? Strong Island? Brooklyn?
See, I got quieter and quieter.
Exactly.
So tell us about the amazing Biz, man. Your relationship with him and what was going on preparing for this night.
I mean, it's amazing how I always told people he was like a Spengali, like a prophet. Like he kind of knew what he wanted. He wanted to build a crew. You know, he wanted a crew. He loved Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. So he was like, I want to build my own crew. So it was me and him, Cool V, Big Daddy Kane. And he would come up with the routines. And we would do the routines and we would just kill it. With no
production.
Right, exactly.
No production.
Just straight up raw. You know what I mean? That was his vision. And he just wanted everybody to be successful. Unselfish. That was his goal. That was his dream. He was like, I want Kane to be successful. Swan, Biz, Cool V. He wanted all of us to be successful. And it happened. He made us all household names. You know what I mean? And
well, you don't know TJ Swan was sang on the record.
Exactly. And he was an ill promoter. You get what I'm saying? I mean, he knew how to promote his crew. And
you know how true that was? It started out me, Magic, Marley, Shantae. And back then you could actually be on tour in New York City. You could do the Roxy, Roseland, Fever, Broadway International, Heartthrob, Palladium, and be on tour. And everywhere we would go, we'd see this guy out front with a B.I.Z. hat on. We knew his name before we knew him. And eventually he approached us and bugged you, can I get on, can I get on? After we say no 1,000 times, he came back the 1,001st, we said, okay. So when it comes to promoting himself, Biz did it.
Yes, he did.
And while I'm watching Cool V with the V hat on, tell us about it.
Because Biz, like we said, the promoter, you know what I'm saying? Kane wrote that rhyme and Biz had that persona, that rap promoter thing. And he promoted everybody. Even before we had names, like Swan say household names, Biz used to lie about who we were. You don't know who this is? This is Wonder Mike from the Sugar Hill Gang. He would just say anything. There wasn't no videos out, so people would go for it. That was what Biz did. Biz, everywhere he went, he wanted to make people happy. He wanted people to smile. He loved the cheers, you know what I'm saying? Because Biz just loved the audience and people paying attention to him on stage. And whoever, like Shantae, would bring Biz out, you know what I'm saying? He got that from her because Shantae let all of us share her stage. So Biz let us all share his stage.
Exactly.
And it just went from there, and it was just a loving thing, you know what I'm saying? Big up to Shan for even, like I said, giving Biz that time and making us get known, man, because it was important to get known. Yeah, we was doing parties like Swan said, but we wasn't getting known. Shantae had that backing, you know what I mean? Shan out there on the road with her. We got that, and from then on, me, Kane, to Swan, and Biz went on our little run from like 86 to 87. Your record came out in 87, right, Kane? Yeah. So we went on that little run. But man, listen, TJ Swan was that scream that Biz loved with the girls, with the ladies. Y'all already see Kane, right? Kane was the rough. Okay, Kane was the roughness, the rhymes. Swan was the, for the girls, for the ladies. Biz was the funny part, and I was the DJ that held all of that together. So we just ran the road and had fun, man, and I love all these people. The Juice Crew is really family, man. Everybody. No doubt.
So, he's given up only piece of this. I'm gonna keep it a thou wow right now. Listen, let me tell you something. Biz, this brother dreamed big, and whatever he dreamed, he did whatever he had to do to make it happen. If it meant sleeping on a park bench in Queensbridge Projects to meet Marley Marl, that's what Biz did. I mean, if it meant lying about each and every one of us. First of all, let me tell you about how me and this brother met. Biz brought me to Long Island, to rock out Long Island. And he said, yo, I want you to meet this dude named TJ Swan. I'm thinking about putting him down with our crew. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get to Long Island, I meet Swan. The first thing Swan says, so Biz, tell me you're gonna be down with our crew. Yeah, you know, right? Remember? So no, it gets better. You know, at that time, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What was it? I think Turn It Up and Gotta Rock from Kumo D was hot. So yeah, I was going through my dark glasses shade phase, you know, and we went to a club in Long Island. What was the dude? Joe, that was his name, right? Biz had a friend that drove limousines. Joe, yeah. And we pull up in a limo. Joe, shout out. Yeah. We pull up in a limo and we get out and I got my dark glasses on and Swan had his curl on fleek. You understand me? We get to the door. Biz told them that I was Kumo D and Swan was the lead singer for Ready for the World.
Way before the
listen. But listen, Biz asking me to rhyme and get mad at me. Say your rhyme. I'm like, Biz, I'm not saying no Kumo D rhyme. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So he turns to him, sing your song. I'm trying to give Swan, you know, like, don't do it, bro, don't do it, bro. But I guess he didn't see me. Next thing you know, my man Swan, let me shoot you. Hey, but we got it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Put your hands together one more time, y'all. TJ Swan, Cool B, Big Daddy Kane. We got more to get into, but I want to thank y'all for my time here, and I'm gonna pass it on to a beautiful person who's gonna take it over from here. So let's keep this going. Once again, y'all, Chillin.
Okay. Okay, everybody, I am Roxanne Shante. Hold on, let me get my check here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? Feel like a damn phone commercial. Okay, so like I said, I am the ROXANNE, and I'm going to be your host for the second half of this show. Because remember, I don't know if some of you see my Instagram earlier, but I was letting you know that we got some performances for you. So if you happen to have been here in '88, we may not jump as high as we did in '88. I ain't even gonna fucking lie. But we are going to have just as much fun. Can I hear you out there? Okay, but before we get into that, first things first, you know, as Juice Crew, we have had so many members of the Juice Crew. I need you to put your hands together right now for one of my Juice Crew brothers. He's not performing right now, but I just need to bring him forward. Tragedy Gaddafi. So just put your hands together for Tragedy Gaddafi. Well, you know what? We're gonna do it like this. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me just start this shit off with my shit.
Before we start,
I've heard Kane say this a million times, and it's very, very true. A lot of MC crews, normally their leader is a man. This is the first ever crew where the leader is a woman. This is our leader of the Juice Crew. Everybody stand up for the queen, Roxanne Shante. This is our leader of the Juice Crew. Everybody stand up. Let's go.